Hello and welcome to News Across Nigeria. I'm Joke Rogers. On the program today, 231 students make first-class degrees as the University of Lagos graduates over 12,000 at its 49th convocation ceremony. The Anambra State government clamps down on illegal tax collectors. And environmentalists lament extinction of valuable rare birds, vultures. Welcome to the program. 231 graduating students of the University of Lagos have been awarded first-class degrees as family, members and friends celebrated with 12,617 students who successfully completed their course of study at the various faculties. Degrees, higher degrees, honorary doctorate and professorships were formally conferred on deserving students and eminent citizens at the school's 49th convocation. During today's ceremony, the Vice-Chancellor and Pro-Chancellor addressed some pressing national issues, including education funding and security.
And prompt government's implementation of whatever is and direct challenges by government. The second access road was renamed 100 undergraduates, 231 obtained distinction or are in the first-class division, 231 of them, with the Faculty of Engineering topping the list with 46 first-class graduating students. 1,705 passed out in the second-class upper division, 2,972 in second-class lower division, 1,372 in third class, 103 with pass degree, while 517 have degrees or diplomas that are not usually classified. We'd like to use the opportunity of these conference ceremonies to commend Mr. President for the efforts put in to fight the two cankerworms facing the nation, insecurity and corruption. We also like to commend Mr. President for setting up the committee to negotiate with the university staff unions. A quick agreement with the unions and prompt government's implementation of whatever is agreed will be the panacea for peace and stability in the university system. Alternative mode of funding or financing universities need to be explored, aimed at insulating university education from the fiscal instability of government.
Please permit me to use this platform to passionately urge the federal government to seek sustainable ways of ensuring that Nigerians continue to live together in peace and harmony as citizens of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. As our Constitution clearly provides, and I quote, "The security and welfare of the people is the primary purpose of government." While we praise the federal government for the restoration of peace in the Northeast, we realize that tension has risen in several other parts of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, with agitations here and there. To greatly promote peace and stability in Nigeria, I believe we should have the courage to correct some fundamental defects in our federal system. Hence the call for restructuring to provide a fair, balanced, equitable, and functional federal structure. Beyond the number of and size of credible federating units, we must also agree together the kind of devolution of powers and functions from the center to the federating units, so that those things that can be done locally will be done locally. Those to be done regionally will be done regionally. And only a few things at the center will be done in common for all of us.
The KADUNA state government has described as untrue and malicious rumors making the rounds that the clashes in the southern parts of the state have religious undertones. The Deputy Governor, Mr. Balabantex, gave the clarification at the end of the State Security Council meeting in the state capital.
The crisis is not about religion. If it were about religion, the same bandits will not attack communities in Zamfara State, which is almost 90-something% Muslim. The same bandits will not be attacking people in Birnungwari. The same bandits will not be attacking people in Giwa. These are predominantly Muslim areas. So I would have thought that any well-meaning Nigerian, even beyond pastors, should define the problem very correctly. And that's the only way you can solve it. And the problem is acts of criminality. It's just like any other ethnic, it's just like the Ijos versus Ichekiri or whatever kind of thing that is happening between two people. It is not about religion. What we as a government are asking, be he Fulani, be he a Christian, be he a Muslim, we've requested that the security agents should pick him and arraign him before the court of law. And we are prepared to prosecute.
We're staying with the Kaduna State, where the Pediatrics Association of Nigeria is holding its 48th annual scientific conference. One of the issues played up at the event is the medical needs of children of internally displaced people in northeast Nigeria. The Minister of Health, Professor Isaac Adewale, who was represented at the conference, appealed to members to offer voluntary services to help rehabilitate them. He also assured the association of the federal government's cooperation and support at all times.
This association stands astride some of the health indices by which countries of the world measure themselves.
Dr. Bala Bantex, the Deputy Governor of Kaduna State, declaring open the 48th Annual Scientific Conference of the Pediatrics Association of Nigeria in Kaduna State. Children were also in attendance as they sat in their school uniforms alongside stakeholders in the health sector, including the representative of the Minister of Health, Professor LAWAL KHALID, who spoke of the government's readiness to receive recommendations on the conference on how child health interests can be upheld.
While on the march towards polio eradication with positive achievements, we have also witnessed threats of outbreaks of viral hemorrhagic fevers in some parts of the country, which were successfully contained with the efforts of stakeholders, including personnel of all KADUNA.
The President, Pediatrics Association of Nigeria, Dr. Ngozi Ebeziako, touched on the measles outbreak in Yobe State.
The need for a national partnership involving governments at all levels, professional associations, and parents has never been more urgent.
The Deputy Governor of Kaduna State says child health is a priority for the Nasir El-Rufai administration.
There are Nigerians who, by no fault of theirs, find themselves caught in the web of violence, poverty, and disease. Of course, there are also the street children who suffer no less. These and those without access to proper nutrition. Since the inception of this administration, maternal and child health care issues have been on the front burner.
The plight of the internally displaced children in the Northeast is a source of big concern for all Nigerians, and especially for the Pediatrics Association of Nigeria, who say support from the federal government will go a long way towards reaching those children with the necessary aid.
A former presidential advisor on National Assembly matters and leader of the Bakassi people, Senator Florence Ita-Giwa, is offering to lead the Senate Committee on State and Local Government Affairs to the Bakassi Creeks so they can have a first-hand experience of the plight of the displaced people. Senator Ita-Giwa, in a statement, hails the visit of the Senator Abdullahi Gumel-led committee to Ikang community, but argues that Ikang is not a true reflection of the condition of the over 3,000 refugees living in Dayspring Island, where they had been resettled. According to the activist, the rehabilitation she has been clamoring for is for the Dayspring Island, where the Independent National Electoral Commission registered the people and where they voted in the last general elections. She claims that her people are still languishing in poverty, where in a place where there's no food, no water, shelter, or healthcare facilities of any form. When news across Nigeria returns, the Ogun State governor clamors for reforms in the country's criminal justice system. That's in a moment. Please stay.